What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I just finished watching episode 7 of Tulsa King. My reaction is under my YouTube memberships. If you guys are new here, don't know what that is, I have YouTube memberships where you get exclusive things from me, and I've got 2 levels of memberships over there. Level 1 is for $2.99. You're going to get priority replies from me, special polls, and live streams. Level 2 is for $4.99, and you're going to get everything that level 1 has, plus you're going to get all of my reactions to all the shows that I watch, any movies, and all of my uncut Try Not to Laughs. So go over there and check that out. And if you want to see my reaction, go over there and become a member today. Now, I've got 2 episodes left of this show. So far, I am absolutely loving it. Loving it, loving it. So, this episode, it wasn't too crazy up until the end. So anyway, it opens up with the big guy from the biker gang getting buried by Dwight and his partner, the one that runs the bar, because the guy went over there, tried to shoot up the place, and in turn they shot him. So they sent his jacket to the big guy, the guy that runs the biker gang, and the girl who's an informant, who was also his girlfriend, finds out. She's going crazy. So now she's talking to Stacy. I've been calling her Sophie this whole time. Stacy. And like immediately, you can tell in her face, like she knew who did it. She knew what happened, because the girl calls her. She's hysterical. She's crying. She's saying he's dead. She's like, what happened? Told her what happened. And she knew. So she immediately went to Dwight's house. Literally all but charged into that house. And, you know, basically told him like she knows what he did, and they're having exchanged words. And like, for me, I feel like she likes him so much that for now, she's not going to try to take him down. But she kind of threatened something of the sense. Like, she was really upset and she left. Anyway, during this whole situation, Goody, he shows up at Tulsa, right? They pick him up. He sees Armand. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? They have exchanged words, whatever. He gets to the bar. Dwight sees him. He breaks his balls a little bit. And then they're starting, you know, he's got a drink and they're talking or whatever. So he calls Pete. And of course, Chicky is talking on his behalf, because the doctor gave him a good prognosis, told him that he was doing well, cancer-free, he's still sick, right? So then, and I say it that way for a reason, so he's talking to him. He's basically telling him like he's got everything set up out there. He's got this dude driving and the guy from the dispensary and all this other stuff, right? So he makes it seem like Armand being there and working for Dwight is something that's been in the works. So now Chicky's got some type of suspicion that something's going on, and this really didn't go down the way Armand said. Meanwhile, Dwight calls his daughter, or his daughter calls him, tells him what happened. He wants her to move to Tulsa, and she's just like, I don't know, you know. And then later on, she has a conversation with her husband when he wakes up, and she's not telling him exactly why, but she's like, how do you feel about moving to Tulsa? And he works on Wall Street, and she's got her own business, and she's like, he's basically like, no, we're not going anywhere, we'll be fine. So I think that with that whole situation, he may either send somebody there, or something's going to happen where it's going to cause them to move anyway. In the meantime, we see Bowie and his crew going back to the dispensary. They see that it's flipped upside down because they raided it. He goes to the back office and he's unscrewing the side little, what do you call it, from the little door. It looks like a little safe, but it's not a safe. It's like a little box. And he's got a drive. And in that drive, he goes into an account. And I'm like, what the heck is this dude doing? Like, what is he into? Well, later on, we find out that this dude has got millions of dollars worth in stolen crypto and NFTs. I'm like, I did not expect that. Like there was no way. Like I did not expect that Bowie had it in him. This dude is stealing millions from all these people. And he shows Dwight, because Dwight shows up at some point, and Dwight kind of asks him, oh, we can open up a casino and everything. And he's like, well, have you heard of crypto or NFTs? And he's like, no, I don't like it. Then he tells him what he does, and he was like, holy ish. So he's like, yo, you didn't think that you were the only criminal in Tulsa. I'm like, that was a complete surprise to me. Later on, we see Chicky. He's at church praying, and he's talking to the priest, and he's talking about his upbringing. And of course, his priest has known him since he was a little kid. So he knows. The priest knows what's going on and how that family got down. So then we see him talking to his father, and he's taking care of his father, bathing him, feeding him, making sure that he's all right. And I don't know if he had some type of click go on or off when he was talking to the priest. And he basically is kind of thinking back, like, he's in this life, and I feel like he doesn't think that he's enough now, because if you remember, Pete smacked the mess out of him and told him that he wasn't even half the man that Dwight is. So he's comparing him to Dwight. Meanwhile, he knows that he can be the next, he is the next in line. Once his father passes, he's going to be the boss of that family. And it's messing with him, because he's telling the priest, like, I wish he didn't let me steal the apple when I was younger, because now he knows what it is to steal. And, you know, he wished that he didn't let him do that. And now he's this guy, and he doesn't think that he's a good guy. And it's so weird. He's trying to figure out or think back why things, you know, unfolded the way that they did. So we see him in the bathroom with his father, and he's bathing his father, and he's talking to him, and his father is telling him how he feels like he feels bad because he was never able to take care of his father the way Chicky is taking care of him. And he said, my father wanted me to be a carpenter. That's the type of life, you know, that he wanted for me. And then Chicky asked him, why didn't you want that type of life for me? And so he's basically asking him and talking about Dwight, and his father's getting pissed off. And he's just like, get me out of here. He's in the tub. All of a sudden, he starts drowning his father, and he kills him. I'm like, wow, I did not expect him to do that. And then we see that he is wearing a wig. So now without the hair, he looks familiar to me. I don't remember where I saw him, but I know I've seen him in either a show or a show in a couple of other movies. I don't know. But now I recognize his face. Before I didn't. So the hair, I guess, threw me off. But I didn't expect that. So then he starts looking at himself in the mirror, and he kind of like moves his hair. And I don't know if that's a moment where he's kind of like looking at himself as a reflection of his father, or he's looking at himself like, now I'm about to run stuff type of thing. Like, it was weird, right? So of course, now everybody's getting word of it. Dwight gets word of it by Goody, because Goody got the call when he was on his way back to New York, and he went back to the bar to wait for Dwight to tell him. So as they're taking the body out, he's coming up behind them, bald and all, and the other guy, Victor, and the other crew member or whatever, he's like, you know, greeting him and asking him if there's anything that he can do. And he's like, you know, the doctor gave me a prognosis, and he died of a heart attack. He was like, yeah, you can help me get this. He was like, is there anything that I can do? And he's just like, yeah, you can help me get this business back in order. Like, your father just died, and that's what you're concerned about? So with all that being said, so the lady that's kind of running or managing the ranch, she asked Dwight out on a date, right? So he accepted. So they're out on dinner, and I had a feeling, I'm like, I think she's got a little something for him. I don't know. So, and mind you, remember, he's supposedly an investigator to her. But I think she's not buying it. but she doesn't know exactly what he does. So anyway, they're at dinner, they're talking, they're having a good time, and he's like, at one point, he's like, since we're being honest, I have to tell you, I was in prison for a long time. And she didn't even bother asking him what he did. And he's like, you're not going to ask me? She was like, no, I'm pretty sure I can Google it and find out. He's like, well, let me save you the time. I killed a guy. So he telling her this story about how he killed a guy. I guess he was in a burning building or whatever. He kind of spared him, I guess. But anyway, so then all of a sudden she's like, what does it feel like? No, she's like, can I ask you a personal question? And he's like, yeah, sure. And she's like, what does it feel like? And he's like, what? She's like, to kill somebody. And I'm just like, he's like, huh, you're pretty interesting. And she's like, yeah, the thought crossed my mind. And I'm like, that was a little weird for me. So I don't know if that's going to mean something later, but that was really bizarre. Just a note. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. That's the gist of everything. So I don't know. Those are just my thoughts, and I think that things are just going to get even worse going forward. Dwight's not going to go to the funeral, so he said, but we don't know what's going to happen. Him not being there may cause up some more trouble. We don't know. But now more things are coming up. We've got 2 episodes left, so I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's about to happen. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Anyway, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 7 of Tulsa King. And if you enjoyed my review and my thoughts, let me know as well. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel, hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later.